Hey guys, it's been a while since I showed people my barn. We just bought this homestead about a month and a half ago. Anyway, it's got some holes. Needs some new work done there. I'll show you what's inside. See how these two hay bales inside, I need to move them out so then I'll have that space available. But we're getting this spot ready. We're going to have goats in here. We're just going to have to this first beam, so that's maybe 6 feet by half of the barn, so feels like 10 or 11 feet over to this post. So that's going to be the goat shed. I think that's enough shelter for them. I have to build a wall between that post and that post, and then between this and that. We'll have a gate in here. So that'll be the goat area. Then this to the next post, which is right here in the middle of the screen. That will be our hay storage and anything else we need medically. Here's another post, so that it'll make like a new bunk for hay storage with some other stuff. And then I'm going to have tools, a work area with tools and a tool bench, and then storage. This hay is all blocking storage, so we can't move yet. But then this is the most interesting part of the barn. We're going to have a toy area. At our old homestead, we had Lego Fort area with the bottom layer was just for regular toys like outdoor toys, Power Wheels. But here it's going to be one big area, probably going to this post over here. But we have a leaking roof over this and a leaking roof over the goat shed. So that's on my to-do list. I just tripped on something. Goat fence. So, yeah. This is some of the wood that's been lying around. I'm going to try to see if I can use any of that before I buy anything for the walls around the goat shed. So, come back. In a few days, I'll be posting when we move the goats. So you'll see what I got done then. Anyway, I got a couple of those moved. I'm piling them on the trailer. Got that space all cleaned up. It's all on the trailer now. I won't be able to shut my gate, but it's only a couple hundred feet I'm driving. Anyway, that's an interesting load. There's a lot of nails sticking out, but I'm going to be trying to make the goat shed walls with that material and some other stuff that I scrounged from around the place. Alright, I'm back here in the barn. I've got the trailer right there with all that stuff on. And if you're an experienced builder, you probably noticed there isn't much framing wood. It's all panel wood. There's a whole bunch of panels there. So I've got a few pieces I took off of. This is all loose boards that I can take down. These two ones right here with my hand on it, and then that one right there are like set up to hold other boards up there. So anyway, I'm going to start by using that wood, but also this fence right here is accomplishing nothing. I want to take this post out, but I have to put a really strong header up there first, so that post is staying in today. But this post are doing nothing for me. None of those boards are doing anything. Then I'll have a lot better movement around the barn if I take those out. So that and these boards up here will be what I start with for framing. My 4-year-old, who acts like an adult, knew we were building a wall here and he wanted these boards here. So, because he knows this is his play area and he knows I need to build a wall. So I'm going to use them in a way that shows him that they were used without, they're not quite as thick, so they wouldn't hold a goat in very well. So I need like the thickest board I can right here between the goats and the play area, because I really don't want to have a lot of goat stuff in the play area. So back here behind these hay bales, I found a set of sawhorses, which I kind of need. And a bee almost stung me just now. Alright, there's the bee that hurt me without actually stinging me. So, okay. Oh, there's its nest. No wonder it didn't want me back here. Okay, well, I'll get those when I can do it really fast and I'm not on making a video. But then I'll have sawhorses to work on. So I got most of these boards off here. This admin will board here, 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 and here. Ow, I am still hurting on my arm. Anyway, so I got to pound out these nails, and then I'll have some boards. I'm going to use them. They're almost exactly the right length for between these two. So that'll be the wall I need the strongest, is to keep the goats out of the toy area. Anyway, now I have 4 boards, 1, 2, 3, and the ones on there. They're the ones I pulled off of that fence right there. And anyway, I'm going to do one at 0 feet at the ground level, one at 2 feet, one at 4 feet, and then wherever up higher I need to go for the last one, because I don't know exactly how tall my sheet goods are going to be. And then try to use 2 pieces of that sheet good stuff off the trailer and cover it up and make a wall here. But these are both, they're a couple inches too long, so I'm going to cut them to even so they fit between one post and the other. And then I'm actually going to reuse these nails too. So I'll show you how I do that. Some of them come out straight, and so that one I can reuse as is. But if it's bent a little bit, you have to pound it. So what I do is I get the high side on the top and hold it there, and then I'll pound it with my hammer. I don't know how to do that and film at the same time, but now it's a little better. Now it doesn't work while your one hand is on there, because I hold it with one hand and film with the other, and hammer with the other. So a couple of these will need that. I'll just hold that up and then pound right here at the highest point, and it should come out to be just about right after 1 or 2 pounds, sometimes more. On a really curved nail, you might do a lot of pounding. Anyway, I'll get those in, nail that up, and then start trying to use the sheet wood to make the wall. Alright, here's a quick tip. So I'm cutting off about 3 or 4 inches of that. And I'm doing it from the end. That end is a good end. But this end has some damage right here. So we're getting a less damaged board because I'm cutting off some of the damage. Alright, here's the first piece of panel board I'm going to try to use. It is not because it's the best, but because it's the easiest to get to. And at this point, I'm very hot working out here in the hot sun. Well, I'm in the shade, but it's hot. So I'm going to start getting these nails out. And I have a bucket with some nails and screws I've already collected. It'll have a lot more lousier nails, like that one. Those are mostly like 3-inch screws right now. But anyway, I'll be pulling those out. And then I'm going to trim this down. And even my little son here, Gamaliel, who's 4, he was saying, you need to pull the nails out of that. And so he's going to help me. Alright, there I got one board up. It's not the prettiest, but it'll keep the goats in. Okay, we are going to pull these nails out. I didn't show you earlier how to do the nails, but now I've got a videographer helping me. Thank you, Baruchia, age 9. So I bent them back first, and then I'm going to pound them. And then I flip the board over, and I'm going to use this as a, like, just to make my board high, or my thing higher. Get a bigger view there. See, I'm using the hammer to extend my grip with the pry bar. And I got 2 nails out. And that I'll pound. Sorry. These are really wonky nails, so I'll have to pound them a lot to get them straightened. So I'll start like that, pound a high spot, then find a new high spot and pound it. Do that about 5 times to get these nails usable. Okay, you can pause the video. Alright, I got the doorway for the goat pen done-ish. Framed out a little bit. This seems like sloped, like it's too low here, so I'm going to try to raise it up another inch or two. Probably get a measurement on that, so do a good job. I measured and it's about 2 inches low, so I'll try to change that. Alright, I have to end this video. My phone that I'm filming this on is running out of battery, but that's what I got done so far. I'll show you more in a video about moving the goats on here. The goat fence is almost up and ready, and got to figure out how I'm connecting to that wall with this fence, but I don't think that'll be very hard. Just have to move these whole pile of tires and trim a little bit. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. I'm working on getting in the comments a spot where you can donate if you want to help pay for new roofing on this barn or other homestead development projects. Don't know if anybody will, but you can go to Buy Me a Coffee and send me money if you feel like it. If you don't, I'll keep on making videos anyway.